Outside the simulation, I don't feel the same. Everything they chase feels like a game. Outside the simulation, I just stay awake while they sleep inside the illusion they create. Outside the simulation.
What is going on, guys? Another video. What's up, Marley? We're gonna walk the homie. You already know what we're doing. Let me find the loop. It was a good day at work, it went by. It was a good route. It was chill. Life is good. Fuck. Look at those lights. So pretty, right? I love it. Alright. Anyways, guys. This video is about frequency and how it's shaping. Everything's connected, so whatever you believe to be true of yourself and reality, everything's connected, everything's going to be reflected. So if you believe you're not worthy, you're going to experience just that, If you believe that you can do anything, well, then nothing's going to stop you, and you're going to experience just that. You're going to get what you want, because you know that you are in control. You have the power. Your frequency that you're embodying, whether you're focused on fear or love, it's shaping your reality, whether you're aware of it or not. So we're all creating a reality, right? Whether you're aware of it or not. People, even the ones that are, I guess, on autopilot, they're creating their reality too. They're just from a different level of thinking, But we're always creating a reality. We're always manifesting. But awareness is key, and if you're aware that you're doing it, you're going to do it quicker and even easier and better. You're going to go out and about in reality in a different way, because you're aware that you do create your reality, and that your frequency is shaping what you're seeing in your experience. And so because of that, you're not going to focus on the shit that don't matter. You're not going to focus so much on the dark. You're going to focus on more of light, loving things, because you're aware that your frequency is shaping your reality, So it's like, once you're aware of that, why are you going to focus on shit that don't matter, You're not. You're going to be more conscious about what you're doing and thinking, because you're knowing and remembering that everything carries energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, your environments, the conversations you absorb daily, the content you're consuming constantly, the shit you're eating, the things you're thinking, the things you believe of yourself and of reality. And whether people realize it or not, it all affects consciousness. This is what people mean when they talk about frequency, not just some mystical crystals concept detached from reality. Not that crystals are detached from reality, but you know what I mean? But rather that your internal state of being is connected in what you're experiencing in your external reality, because your nervous system affects perception. So when someone lives in chronic fear, stress, resentment, distraction, or emotional chaos, their awareness narrows. They become reactive, hypervigilant, disconnected from presence, and even themselves, their higher self. The mind starts operating purely from survival mode. The ego is very much more in control. And suddenly in life, reality can feel heavier, more threatening, more hopeless. Not necessarily because reality itself changed, but because perception became filtered through lower emotional states of consciousness, That's why two people can experience the same situation, but still, it'll be completely different for them. One sees possibility, love, and light. The other sees fear and separation. I've experienced it firsthand. When I first went through my awakening, I started to experience the reality that we live in, whatever, with optimism, opportunity, beautiful love and unity. Where my other friend was living in victim mode, seeing it in separation, and the world is bad, the world's dangerous, But we're both seeing the same thing, just perceiving it differently because of the internal state and the beliefs that we have of ourselves and of reality. You know, one sees lessons, the other sees punishment. Again, my friend, victim mode. But I saw it as everything's happening for us, not to us. He sees it, it's happening to you. So, punishment. So frequency truly influences perception. And perception influences experiences. That's why raising your awareness and raising your frequency isn't about pretending, negativity and dark doesn't exist, because obviously it does. It's about becoming conscious of what you're constantly shaping your inner state, what you're thinking, what you're consuming. What music are you feeding your nervous system? What conversations are you normalizing? What environments draining your energy that you're entertaining when you know you shouldn't? What thoughts do you repeat daily when you know you shouldn't? And beliefs. Because repetition becomes emotional programming. And emotional programming shapes the lens through which you are experiencing reality. That's why practices like meditation, breathwork, plant medicine, grounding in nature, movement, gratitude, mindfulness, and silence affect people so deeply. They regulate the nervous system, connecting to your breath. They reconnect you to your higher self. It shuts the ego up, the thoughts up. They reconnect the awareness to the present moment, which is what you truly are, awareness. Not the thoughts, not the ego, not the mind. And presence itself changes the frequency because presence interrupts the mental noise, the ego, the chatter, the mind. Gotta understand the ego constantly lives in fear, comparison, regret, or anticipation, and it lives in familiarity and safety. But awareness exists here, now. That's why moments of deep peace often feel timeless for a second, and then the mind stops fighting reality, and consciousness expands, awareness expands, the real you, the soul, expands. You're going to notice more synchronicities and opportunities, more intuition becomes clearer, your vibration raises, you feel lighter, more optimistic, your body feels lighter, your reactions become slower and more conscious, you reflect more instead of reacting more. And not because you've escaped life, but because your inner shift changed a lot, it shifted. And the deeper truth is this: your frequency is not just changing what you're attracting, it's changing what version of reality you're even capable of perceiving. Like, for example, I used to think I wasn't attractive, or I wasn't worthy of a lot of stuff. So because of the belief and that frequency that I was embodying, I wasn't able to perceive of the blessings and the opportunities that I had. Like, there were girls that liked me that I didn't even know liked me, because I didn't even know my worth. And I thought I wasn't as attractive as I apparently am. So I wasn't able to literally perceive of the opportunities that were there. It's in a different frequency. You can only perceive the vibration you're of. So how can you perceive that of which is the vibe you're not of, So once you become more aware, and you remember who you are, beyond these limiting beliefs and identities and thoughts, you're going to see more. You're going to see more things presented to you, more blessings and forms of abundances, seeing that everything is love and light. If you choose to see it, just as life is beautiful, there is beauty in life if you choose to see it. Or you can just, it's all perception, right? Just how there is no meaning to anything. You could perceive it to be so shitty and pointless, there's no meaning to anything. So what's the point? Or, wow, there's no meaning to anything. Just have fun with this experience. You know what I mean? I prefer the second one. It's more fun. Less So, yeah. And you'll notice, as your awareness raises, that everyone is experiencing reality differently, through a different lens, based on how far they've come to know themselves and reality. But it's not your job to, as we're all connected, we're all empathic. Sometimes that's why awareness is key. You can mistake their own perception of reality to be your own perception. So you could take on their perception in a way, kind of like if you're Like I did this with my mom growing up. I would take her perception of reality as my own. But I started to realize and separate myself, like, oh no, that's just her perception, that's not how it is. Okay, you could choose, do you want it to be true for you or not? So I chose, I don't want that to be true for me, that's not true for me. You don't have to experience what you don't want to. Just like how there's people that focus on like lower parasitic frequency beings, mimics, whatever, like just spirits, dark spirits. People that focus on it seem to experience more of that, because when you attract it, you're attaching to it, you're allowing them to have access to you. Or there's people like me that you could believe that they're true, but you could also say, I don't believe this for me. I don't believe to experience this in my reality. So you just completely detach yourself, and those lower beings can't attach themselves to you because you don't allow it to. That, and I just see it as a joke. I see everything as like a joke. I'm not taking shit serious. And through that, not taking shit serious, you don't live, and you're not living in a place of fear. You're more. That's funny, That's the joke, right? The cosmic joke. There's nothing so serious about it. That's why love and light always wins. So focus on the love and light, and you'll see how much better you'll feel. It's great. Yeah, that was a little good video today, huh? Good walk too, Marley? Oh yeah? I hope you guys have a good night, morning, whatever it is for you. I'm gonna eat now. Let's see what there is, I don't know. But yeah, namaste, lady. Peace.
I've been getting messages, but I don't reply. Conversations with myself like every single night. I've been trying to find peace, but I get lost inside. All these thoughts running circles, I can't even lie. Used to numb with the highs, now I feel it raw. Every scar got a story, every loss a law. I don't run from the pain, I just let it talk.